Alright, hello. As promised, I scaled the Minion Pact version of the Fulcrum Chieftain a bit more, so now it's actually playable, and it is quite cool that you can, well, do Ubers on Fulcrum Chieftain. Super cool. Like usually you always could do them technically, even with Fulcrum, but then you just to make it more quality of life, you just swap to a scepter and a shield for more damage, right? And even then, it took quite some time to kill them, but it was possible. So this could be your only character, and you could do all the content. Super nice. Now, if you didn't see my previous videos, I'm kind of swapping from Hex Plus of Contradiction and Minion Pact to Cast on Stunt, back and forth, looking what I like the best, which is stronger, cooler. I started out with Cast on Stunt and Rarity maxing. However, in order to scale Hex Blast of Contradiction, I figured that I kind of have to drop the Rarity maxing, which is completely fine because it actually doesn't do that much. Yeah, sure, I find some cool uniques, but those are mostly like 50 chaos or something, so it doesn't really matter, right? The big currencies this league are in what? Maven Chiseled, Astral Lobes, Volatile Val Orbs, raw currency drops of Breach, but uniques, not so much. Maybe if you like Giga Brain or farming all day and you're already full equipped and you never craft, maybe then it's better. But currently, even on mostly ignoring the rarity aspect, I'm still sitting at 200%. And this, I believe, doesn't even, yeah, the 60% here isn't even counted. I think that as rarity on your player is a multiplier onto rarity on the monster and on the map mods, it does matter somewhat, so having like 100% is cool, or 200, but pushing it harder. I mean, if you're farming maps, for example, like Mirage maps when you're farming shrines, it's even annoying if you drop unique maps the entire time, right? So that is that. Lead up to rarity maxing. Now to Hexblood of Contradiction. As I already said, I finally got it to a point where it becomes quite funny. Quite, yeah, like a normal build in terms of bossing and single target. To look at some numbers, currently we are sticking almost at 9 million Ignite DPS, but somehow I feel it's like it's more. I mean, it's DPS, right? It's DPS, not damage per se. Yeah, it's quite a lot. It's not bad. This, if I tick all the boxes, obviously we are stationary. That is not we are stationary for the. Yeah, no, all the stuff for this one, right? Enemies on low life, we might untick this, but it's like 50. We ticked all the boxes. It's fine. This is our actual minions live. You can check it here. Currently. They are our Ray Spectre, 316k. It's all fine. And yeah, I thought for starters, I'm gonna turn on some music. Lol. What? Damn it. And we're gonna do a map. And yeah, let's do a nightmare map on our chieftain. That's the fortress. I mean, it's not like you couldn't do those before. It's not like that at all, right? It's not at all. It's just that while you can kill the bosses, it's super annoying if you don't have a big ignite on you and you run to the boss and there are no enemies left, boss isn't dead yet, and then you just, yeah, what do next? So currently, even though those are just white mobs, I'm still kind of unkillable. This is... Well, we have, what do we have? Flesh and Stone, so we take 20% less damage. We have Punishment as an aura, which if enemies hits us, they deal 11% less damage, and also if they are in our aura for more than 5 seconds, they deal 10% less damage. We are Endurance Charge maxing, so even though we don't have Determination currently, we are at 90% physical damage reduction. We have Arctic Armor, so if we are Right? If we're not moving, we take less fire and physical damage, 20%, 21% actually is quite a lot. And then we have obviously reduced fire damage taken, and we have all this stuff, right? So we're kind of unkillable. But yeah, we have to press a button in order to make mobs go away. And after we press our button, we just move along with the ignite we then get, right? On the map, by the way, is also the Maven invitation somewhere. And currently I'm not pressing my... I just not press map bosses gain for this one. Currently I'm not pressing my Hexpress of Contradiction, it's all just my ignite. And here it's still my ignite just, and there's the Shaper and some other guy, right? There's the Incarnation of Dreads. Maybe this is gonna get more interesting. I press it once. It's not big damage. Okay. Hello. You die. Cyrus. But yeah, in this situation it's obviously cool that we have Hexpress of Contradiction, because while it's not yet at a level where we are like giga powerful, I mean we are kind of unkillable still, this is quite funny, but we're not giga, we don't one-shot them with one tap, right? Where is he? But we deal enough damage to kill them without, well, if we wouldn't play this, if we would play the Custom Stun variant, I would have to move on, walk in here, try to get a big ignite and run back to Cyrus, find him. Where is he? What? Dada! Okay, this. Brother, what is that, brother? Where is he? Oh, come on, this is just annoying now. Yeah, no one cares, really, no one cares about your stuff, man. But yeah, you can kind of see we're super comfortable. Even though we are facing those guys, we don't really die. They could kill us technically. For example, if we don't, if we run maps with stupid mods, obviously. This is a big changer, but apart from that, if we stand in their abilities, in the, I don't know, I don't even know all the abilities, but there are some you gotta move out. For example, some other invitation has some degen ground that most certainly kills us if we stand in it, but you can kind of see it's kind of chill. Now we meet the boss. Hello. And we just tap him once, and nothing happens. Oh well. Oh well. Hey, hello. Oh. How much energy do they have? 76% only. Wow, what else is on the map? I kind of felt like those guys were dying faster when I was doing nightmare maps before. I didn't do that many, but I did some. Why does it take so long? Oh well, but doing this as a chieftain, while being practically, we're not unkillable, but we are pretty damn tanky. So yeah, doing this as a chieftain, very cool. Very much currency, easy. I'm gonna finish the map and talk about some stuff that comes to mind, so I don't throw away all my scarabs. Not that I care that much, but I still need currency to craft some gears because I love crafting everything on my own. Currently I'm running shrines again because I just wanted to, I just wanted to try it out. With this build to have some comparison on how much more comfortable it becomes when I can just one-tap the Maven invitations, right? And also it's nice currency gain. I'm also farming the... I usually do Breach, like Giga Juice Breach. However, on my last two maps on the Shaped Region, I like to put in Mirage Originator maps, and those are like what 700C, so they are technically just as expensive as the 150% more magic monster scarab, right? Can I talk? What's happening? But I don't know. It's just it doesn't feel right to me to buy those maps. I don't know why. So I rather farm them my own because you get quite a lot if you're doing shrine farm. I didn't get a single astrolabe here. I'm not even sure. Does Nightmare map blocks anything? Because farming shrines is so weird, right? You're farming the bosses for astrolopes, mirage maps, stuff like that, right? However, I've tried so much stuff, like do currency originator maps. Maybe I get more astrolopes. Maybe do what else? Maybe do more map modifier originator maps, so I get even more maps for more mirage maps and originator maps, and maybe the cool map, like the 700 chaos map, originator and mirage. But somehow every time I put in anything else than just 8 modded maps, 8 mods, just regular 8 mod corrupted maps, yeah? No originator maps, no mirage maps, nothing. Those have the best return for me. Not because I account crafting the map beforehand, I don't even count it, just running the map. Like this nightmare map, where are my astrolopes? Do they even drop in nightmare maps? I'm not even sure. I didn't do so much many on current terms, but yeah. So one thing I don't like about this, what is it? More rogue markers. Wow. Something that I don't like is that currently I don't have an ignite, so I don't have anything to deal damage here, so I have to click once. No problem, obviously. But every time I click, I lose my phase run. This is annoying. Usually it has 100% uptime. No, it doesn't. No, it has 100% uptime actually. Ah, it does. Okay, because I also had to put in convocation that my minion gets ported to me. So I never, or I rarely encountered the situation where I want to use Hex Blast, but my minion isn't close, so then I deal 0 damage. And for example, if you're doing Breach, Brain stops working, okay. For example, if you're doing Breach, then the last breaches are really fast, so you have to kill monsters immediately, right? And if your minion isn't close and you then use Hex Blast and minions don't die and you immediately lose the breaches, this feels so bad. I mean, it's player diff. Definitely, I didn't pay attention to that, but this did happen like twice, so this was quite annoying to me. And just for funsies, we can do one more thing. We can do, let's do Audience with the King, okay. I know this guy doesn't have much HP. I don't know how many HP actually has, but I know he doesn't have much. Yeah. But just for funsies, we can do him once. Because seeing this on a chieftain, Fulcrum chieftain, this is quite comedic. I don't know. Look at this. Oop. It's just funny to me. I don't know. Where are you? Alright, there's this lockout tactic, right? Where then just you can do it in Path of Exile 2 as well, I believe. And then you're immediately here instead of doing this mini puzzle, but yeah. Wanna see me do it again? Yo, chill! Boop! This is funny, this is funny. Oh no, I like this. It's nice. While I obviously did do some upgrades to this build, so now I'm not upset anymore that we do not enough damage. There's still much to do. For example, I can finally stop losing the gamble on my what one ring is it? Not the cockwork, there's something else. It's a helical? How's it called? Where's my brick tab? Where is it? Not cockwork. Helical, right. I can maybe at some day stop losing the gamble on this one, because it's 8 diff every time plus the fracture. Quite annoying. But at some point I will not lose the gamble and get my damage over time multiplier. For now we're just using this one. Damage over time multiplier, increase fire damage, some rarity, minions increase maximum life with Lando's touch shot twice, nice. There we have +1 to all skill gems. We could do a simplex amulet, but then we would need +2 to level of all skill gems combined with damage over time multiplier and increased fire damage. I mean, maybe not, maybe just one of those. Maybe just increase fire damage. But I mean, how many essences do I have to roll to hit that, right? So yeah, I'm probably gonna do that at some point. But currently I'm having 0 divines, so it's gonna get delayed a bit. Yeah, my boots are quite nice, I feel. So got minion gems, minion increase maximum life, and the rest is fine too, also because we have no other source of it. Gloves are quite whatever. Quite good though, but I will recraft them for aspect of the spider, because every second nearby enemies take 5% increased damage, stacking up to 4 times, so 20% increased damage. Very cool for our build for only 25% mana reservation, very cool. Helmet I'm recrafting currently as well, because this one is not bad or anything, but it could be better. And with mana reservation efficiency I will do that. So we can do that. Then a bit expensive upgrade would be this Elegant Hubris. Can only recommend it. Tie it with Impossible Escape, so I can increase minion life, chance to block spell damage, increase minion life, increase maximum life, mana reservation efficiency, and I can pick the mastery here. Very nice, but I don't have the ignore attributes, right? The problem is that, well, if I would have the one with Caspiro here, so that my build ignores attribute requirements, I would have the possibility to put tattoos on all these. So I could do 5% increased minion life, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. And now I can grab this one, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10. So I could get another 50% increased maximum minion life, but that's the thing. Minion life is only good for the one click, right? It's not good for anything else, because as I was gathering gear for this variation of the build, as I was doing that, I was still playing the cast when stunned variation, and I just wanted to see how does the cast when stunned variation feel like if I just optimize for damage. This is where we come to some very fun thingy, and that is we tap here on kill monster explosion. Wait, I untapped something. Okay, low life. 4.5k. My explosion, my Hinekora explosion deals 4.5k of the enemy's max HP if it dies and hits another minion that is close to it. What? That is quite a lot. This kind of means that, yeah, this is cool, the Explosive Contradiction, but if you're racing through maps like breach maps or anything, we will have some ignites. And if we take, for example, Penance Mark, this ring, Hateful Accuser, right? We can check it here, I believe. Items, Hateful Accuser. Let's just say we put Hateful Accuser here. And then Penance Mark. Show minion stats. The Penance Mark minion has 45k HP. Give me a second. There it is. So, if we take 45k times 4. Wait, I'm stupid. Wait, this is wrong. 45k times what? How? I'm so stupid. Wait, what? How do you put this into equation? Am I just lost? Nah, ChatGPT. My brain is just fried currently. I'm sorry. We don't talk about this, okay? Hey ChatGPT. I'm talking about Path of Exile 1 here, but it doesn't really matter. If my minion has 45,000 HP, and if I kill it, it explodes, and the explosion deals 4.5k, so 4,500% of his life as damage. How much damage would that be? Why am I... Oh, I could. So lost actually. Well, but it's 2 million roughly. So it's because of the numbers. It's because it was 4.5 and this was 4.5. I was just got confused, and I know if it's 100%, then it's not times 1. It's times. Yeah, I just was confused. This is not fair. This is not fair. I was confused. Very smart person. Yes, yes. But it's times 45, right? So it's 2 million. So even the penance mark minion explodes for 2 million hit, which then triggers the ignite of a 2 million hit, right? This means if we swap the gear to cast one stunt now, I hope this will go quick. So first of all, the boots, we put Eldritch Blasphemy support and Frostblink here, punishment here, Herald of Ash we don't need. We take the other gloves. Look at the cool gloves I crafted. I think those could be better too, but I don't know how. I need the decks currently, so it's kind of awkward. And prefixes are only T2, but I run out of currency for Eldritch Chaos Orb. Yeah, well, whatever. The Socketed Gem Steel added fire damage actually adds 40% more ignite damage to Wave of Conviction of Thratus and Purifying Flame. And because I got Wave of Conviction of Thratus for only 1 diff with life tap, super cool, I could put in a level 21 Purifying Flame with, yeah, Frostbomb doesn't really matter anymore, we have enough damage, but this is our how to trigger explosion damage setup. Our boots are Onslaught, Aspect of the Spider, Life Armor, Chaos Res, and yeah, Onslaught. I just said Onslaught, perfect. Our helmets, very cool, I grabbed that yesterday, very cool, look at this, look at this. D1 life and rarity, socketed AoE gems too, and increased area of effects. Mana reservation efficiency, chaos rest, and increased rarity. Very cool, very cool. It's super easy to craft actually, so it's very cool. It's very cool. Put this in, put this in. Now we have this here for just damage. We sadly need this ring for this variation of the build, and then I put on this one for still currently rarity max. I could put in more damage actually instead of that one, certainly. But yeah, this gets swapped. Cooldown recovery back in for this here. Then we have to recraft the colors quickly. So what do we need? We need 3 blue, 2 green, and 1 red. 3 blue. Where is it? We don't talk about that. 3 blue, 2 green, and 1 red. Is that it? Well, that was simple. Okay.
I don't know how to use this yet.
Well, yeah, okay. Keep your secrets. Keep your secrets. Let me put those back real quick. Real quick. Now, the passive tree. We put in this one, still here as well, but we don't need that. We need our blood notch and our immutable force. Alright, this alright. 1, 2. What do I unspec now? I forgot. I don't need this one, obviously. So 1, 2. What else? I believe this one goes. This one here. Immutable force in. This one can be unspec'd. Where does my last skill? Alright, and I don't need those. Alright, I remember. And we then skill crit immunity, kinda crit immunity, and our skill tree is almost perfect. Nice. Put in this again, those here, and we successfully swapped back again. Now we have Aspect of the Spider instead of Herald of Ash, and yeah, let's do the same map again. Obviously there are different mods now, but it's essentially the same map, right? So we still have the Maven bosses, we have the small bosses, and now we are casting one stunt again. So let's see. In comparison, how this feels. And keep in mind that this, if you want to play Fulcrum Chieftain, Cast when stunned is way, 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 way cheaper than the Hex Blast. Like, worlds. We can talk about prices after this. First of all, let me finish this. And yeah, you see those are all by aspect of the spider, hindered, and they get this, they're slowed. But yeah, we can just not press any button, sprint through. Because we don't press any button, we have permanently face run up, permanently. Like, actually permanently. If we get a map that says that our buffs expire faster, then it's not permanently. Expect we put in the... Oh wait, here was some Maven thingy. What? Where? I don't even see those. Where are they? Here's Drox. Okay. Yeah, I didn't press a single button yet, except for left click. Okay, but if here was Drox, where are the other ones? Here. Yeah. Do you see what I mean? I don't have a button yet and they just die because I explode a random white mob. And the explosion damage just... yeah. So if we're farming... If you're planning on farming, I don't know, Breach for example, on a budget you play Cast when stunned, 100%. You don't play Contradiction. 100% you don't play that. Look at this off-screen spread. So Herald of Ash we take, by the way, for the physical as extra fire because Minion Pact deals added physical damage rights, and then with Herald of Ash we get more damage, which is quite nice. But in terms of clear chain, explosion, clear stuff, I think Herald of Ash does something, but not really. It's not like needed or anything. It's not. At best, it adds some layer of lag to a game because I realized that whenever I put Herald of Ash in, it does lag quite more, for no reason. Because as you can see, we already. And clear the entire screen, right? So, yeah. But now there's the problem. We are completely isolated at this boss. So if we just stand here, the only damage we deal... I was about to say, what the fuck? And the only damage we deal to him is with the setup, actually. And Flames of Combustion doesn't do much if there's not a big ignite on the enemy. So this is quite sad. What you gotta do then is swap to Penance Mark, apply Penance Mark, and now you spawn minions if you would attack me. And the minions eventually explode with my Hinekora, and then I get the big ignite. And this is the damage we deal then to him. So this obviously takes longer to kill him, right? I just realized I have Maven next to me also, so if Maven decides to heal him, this is just... it's not super annoying because we have... Ayo! Oi! Because we have Frostbomb, and Frostbomb says reduce life regeneration rates. So it's fine in a way, but... we lose time if we do this. Right, so it would be advisable to not do nightmare maps, so this doesn't happen. Luckily we have... we have Culling Strike, so it's yeah, it's a bit less painful than it looked like at first, but let's see if we can maybe... Wow. Let's see if we can maybe... Can we kill the boss again? But this time with... is this possible? Is this possible? Okay, let's give me that... Okay, I have a big ignite now, right? I do have a big ignite now, right? Right. But the boss needs time to... Oh, well. Wow. Wow, great, unlucky. So yeah, now we wait again. And with the Hex Blast, if we were to aim to do content like this with the Hex Blast variation, obviously we could do an entire map while we are AFKing here. Technically, we can really AFK here. There are some things you can put in. For example, there's a jewel. The unique cluster jewel, one passive that says for each second that you are stationary, you take 2% less damage. This stacks up to 10%, and you get 2% chance to deal double damage, I believe. So you get 10% more damage. So you can AFK even more, because I'm not sure, but can he kill me? In the last fight, it kind of looked like he could kill me. But yeah, there's a lot to make your AFK gaming a bit more efficient. I believe I'm missing stuff currently as well, but I don't know, I'm not sure what exactly I'm missing. But yeah, we have reduced elemental damage taken while stationary here. This is pretty cool. I not needed at all, but I just crafted this. Very cool. I love these boots. Yeah. As you can see, we can do bosses on both builds. Even nightmare bosses, technically. It just takes a while. And if it's not such an annoying isolated boss fight, but rather bosses in between minions, like right now with the ignite we got from a magic mob, we one-shot everything. There was a boss here, he's just one-shot dead. What was that? Hello? What is that? But let's see, there's a boss in here, is that? Insta-dead, right? Dead. So, it's kind of hard to say if Hex Blast, because yeah, let's finish the map and then talk about currency you need to make this work, and then maybe you get an idea of what you wanna do or how good one or the other is. Anything left here? I think maybe. Oh, by the way, yeah, right, I'm running shrines and currently I put on beasts. I don't know why, I just wanted to try that out. I tried out daily on these maps, not sure about that. I tried out beyond on these maps, but even though I thought beyond might be a good idea, so to drop some extra currency, I didn't get any cool currencies, so I thought, nah, probably not do beyond. I tried Kalgur, this is quite nice, but I mean, if you don't giga sprint 200 maps, and I don't do that, I mostly do like 10 and then draft a bit and restock on scarabs. The Kalgur was not really... I could do one shipment a day for like 7 million or something, this was quite... okay, we're done with the map. Can we do an audience with the king? Maybe as the perfect comparison we can do that. Audience with the king. How much is it?
I should raise my fees.
Crooks of Nothingness. Let's see how this looks. Put in a different ring. Okay, let's see. Explosion already triggered. Yeah, this kind of, you know, he can never kill us, but now we suddenly have to play mechanics and walk around. And for some, I don't know exactly how this works. So we have punishment as an aura currently, right? And we also have penance. Can you attack me? Hello! What? It's just terrible. He does. If the explosion goes off and he already has the aspect of spider stacks, he also does get a lot of... Where is he? Oh, so annoying. But yeah, I don't actually know why this is like this. So we have penance mark and punishment. So I was running cast when stun punishment before because it don't really need the 10% less damage taken from the... Okay, this is so fucking... This, the 10% reduced damage taken while Maligant's Madness, I obviously don't need it, right? So. Okay, this is actually so annoying. We're gonna do the lockout strat. Oh, God. Brother. Damn, that is frustrating. That is frustrating. I didn't know the boss is frustrating like that. Ay. That's terrible. It's terrible if you don't one-shot him. Therefore, he doesn't have a lot of HP, right? So he's never really a threat, but... Okay. No, where was I? Where was I, actually? Alright, with the punishment, okay. I was running punishment on cast when stunned before that. The thing is that somehow, like this, I have now penance mark and punishment on him, right? Now if I were to move away from him, then now punishment is not on him, and I come close again, then my punishment overrides the penance mark. But if I have punishment first on him, and I use then penance mark, he has both. Huh? Why? I don't understand that. I could ask ChatGPT, I suppose, but I don't really understand why is that the reason. So if I have cast one stun punishment, it constantly overrides penance mark, which is giga annoying. I don't know why. What's the point there? But yeah, I guess. But yeah, currently now you saw he still dies with this build, even though we didn't change to any scepter or stuff like that. Oh, cool, thank you. Ugh. And now let's talk about the pricing. Now the cast when stunned, the cast when stunned variation of the build, the only thing you really need is Cloak of the Flame, 3 chaos, this ring, 1 chaos, this ring, 25 chaos, fulcrum. For some reason, now 100 chaos, okay. What else do you need? I mean, Blood Notch is not needed, but it's quite nice. 4 chaos. Well, if it is expensive, cheap like that, it's definitely worth picking up anyway, because it's quite nice. And it does help with early survivability, so pick that up. But 60 chaos for this one, even a good one, I believe. What if you... Look, you don't even need... So people look at the... Because at 950 or something like that, you get 1 less frame for being stunned, so you don't feel the stun as much as if you would be below 950 or something like that. So people try to get 1 above 950, obviously, or 960, something like that. But the thing is that here, we want this node anyway. Like, this is super good for us. And the hits cannot be critically struck if you've been stunned recently is also super good for us, right? But this goal gives increased stun and block recovery. So if we look at our defense, we have above 1k anyway. So even if we would have one that only says 900%, we would have enough. It's fine. So don't stress about that. But yeah, that is technically all you need. That is all you need. So what was it in total? 2 divine? Maybe? Wow. And the rares are all... I crafted so much stuff. Maybe I have still some. The rares are so easily craftable depending on what you need. Or if you don't need, if you don't want a rarity max, if you're like super cheap starting out, you just pick up like Chaos Rest Fracture or Dexterity Fracture and throw Chaos' Essence until you're happy, or I don't know. Move, you can do, it's just Fracture, Essence, craft 1 mods, and then do the implicits with the Eldritch currency, and that's it, right? So giga cheap. And then you obviously can min-max a lot, but giga cheap. This combo here is not needed at all, but it's quite nice because it adds like 180% increased fire damage from Light of Meaning, cool. But it's not needed at all. Cluster jewels, you can pick really cheap ones or not use any at all. It's all not necessary. However, if you want to play Hex Blast, you need some form of investment to even make it work, because I was playing it with semi-investment, and that was just terrible. It was not working. My build was still working, the Fulcrum and Ignite Explosion stuff, obviously, but using Hex Blast as a means to kill an enemy was just so... So I have to stand still to cast. It doesn't really one-shot enemies even. If I encounter a boss, I'm less tanky, so I have to stay away from the boss, which you don't want to see. It was terrible, completely terrible, right? So you need some form of investment, and the form of investment is, for example, where is it? A Timeless Jewel. And if you, for example, pick one here, let's say I want at least 3 for these nodes, let's say I want 3 minions have increased maximum life, and I want 1 chance to block spell damage because it's 12%. And if I get one of these nodes to be 12%, I can drop 2 nodes here, and I can drop 2 nodes here, or 1 node here, and 2 nodes here, and it's just 3 nodes, right? Let's say I want this. Oh, there are only 2 available. Cool. Let's look at this one. This is the one I have. Okay, let's look at trades. And now, ideally, what you would want is obviously Caspiro, right? You can go one of those, because if you go one of those, you only pay like 40 div. What was it? Yeah, 30 div, 40 div. Okay, so you can actually have the same one I have. It's a really cool one. 80% increased armor, frenzy charged on hit. Wait, this is the wrong one. This is entirely the wrong one. I'm just making stuff up now. Perfect. You can have the exact same one I have. 80% life, block spell damage, 80% increased max life, 80% increased max life, 10% increased max life for yourself, and increased mana reservation efficiency. You can have the exact same one. Very cool for 30 div. That is pretty nice. However, if you want the attributes, you ignore attribute requirements, right? What is this? What is this? Oh, but Roman, then maybe, okay, Casprio, maybe just don't take block spell damage. Okay, so we don't take this. How many options do we have? This is the one we just had. Now we have 4 here, let's say. 80%, those are good 80%. I can live with that. Those are good. To get there, those are good trades. Let's see. Ah, 300 diff. Okay. What is this? This might be better because they're all spread out, gigahertz, and maybe, well, those nodes are all useless, which is quite sad because we can't pick up the mastery then. But yeah, let's see this one. Maybe this is better, right? Maybe this is better. Let's see. This one is surely gonna be cheap, right? Oh, 127 diff. This one? Wow, I don't have to invest any nodes at all. Wow, this is really comfortable. You see where I'm going, right? The one with the... Yeah, and if I would choose one of those. Still 45 to 54 diff, but yeah, it's kinda cursed. So this is pretty expensive. This is the first thing that you're gonna pay for, and you have to have one of those, at least 2 times 80%, and then in a way that it doesn't ruin too much of your tree, so 3 times 80% would be advisable, right? Then you either need boots for 200 chaos or plus 2 level of socketed. Two level of socketed minion gems, because those deal more damage than the 200 chaos unique boots. And if we want to have that fractured, it's not too expensive actually. What? What? Obviously I bought Leviathan Greaves because it's armor based and I kinda take the armor, right? Okay, those are cheap. Okay, 2 diff, that is doable. No problem there. And a helmet with 2 level of million skills, fairly easy to craft yourself, right? That is not a problem. That's not a problem. Minion Pact support also very cheap, I believe 8 chaos for level 3, okay, this is no problem. However, companionship support. 22 diff, lucky. What else do we have? And power level 4 is pretty important too, 14 diff, aye. Okay. So yes. It's a lot more expensive for a lot less gain, in my opinion. I will still min-max it even further to see if I can reach like maybe 20 million DPS at least. But currently, I mean, now I've come to a point where it's worth to use it at least. But I'm still not happy with it. Not at all. Level 1 all skill gems. I mean, you can just pick up Defiance of Destiny, right? But if you wanna have one of those, you have to craft it yourself, and if you wanna have one of those that is fractured, yeah, this is a bad base. This is you could use maybe, but it's all a bit expensive for. Do you even get? This is the thing, right? It's so expensive, and it does work surely, and it is pretty cool that you can technically do Ubath with your Chieftain Fulcrum, but what do you gain, right? You only gain time on isolated 1v1 fights. And as you saw with my cast one stunt variation with the Maven invitation, they just died. I didn't even realize they were there. I was just running across the hallway and randomly get a Maven chisel because they just insta exploded, right? So it's not needed at all to play that. Yeah, so feedback, cast one stunt, cheaper. And you can do all the juicer content except bosses because they take too long, but you can still do them technically. And yeah. Hex Blast might still be cool. Maybe for you it's cooler to have this niche of sacrificing a minion and right, adding that. But for me, this is, I don't know, this is more boring than to have boots like this, for example. I love the boots and those have no minion tags. I like the gloves as well if they would be better crafted, but the idea with Circular Gem Steel added fire damage, and this is very cool to me as well. I like this, and the entire idea of cast one stunned and then detonate of scavenging just for when there are, for example, if you're fighting the Beyond bosses and there are 3, and 1 just died, and you're not so invested in damage as I am currently, right? You're just starting out, and there are like 3 Beyond bosses, and you kill one of them, and the other 2 are next to the one just died, they just insta-pop because of Detonate of Scavenging, right? Super cool. Culling Strike, well, it does cull enemies if you're in these 1v1 scenarios, obviously, but it also makes the Ignite from Flame Surge of Combusting kill the enemies more likely than your Explosion. Not always, but sometimes, and then you get item rarity support, so very cool. I love these interactions, I don't know, those are very cool to me. And yeah. I think this is all. And if you have anything to add, please type something in the comments. I would very appreciate it. Oh, also the Watcher's Eye. More damage over time while affected by Malevolence. Pretty cool. But yeah, if you have something to add, feel free. Or just say I don't... 47 minutes, perfect. Thanks for watching. Enjoy your time, take care, bye.